peace and love. I'm in bed, if you can't tell, enjoying the rest of that's being induced by certain emotional aspects and the full moon that is on its way, and the movement of my own womb as my womb blessings are being released, and I'm going through the internal, external, holistic cleanse of all times. I'm always cleansing. That's just ridiculous. I'm not cleansing my bowels. I'm cleansing my body's cleansing. The detoxes. I'm detoxing my soul and spirit as much as I possibly can. And as I lay here with sleep in my eyes, I just had a thought. And I guess I'm different than most people who teach positive thinking and spirituality on any level. If I do teach, which I don't think I teach, I mostly live and promote the way that I live as an option for manifesting or living a happier existence, an honest existence. I'm very real, and what I find in this cycle, especially with people who can be spiritual. Like, I look at spiritual people and I have the unfortunate like right now, I'm in bed right now that my ring is stuck in my head. Hold on. With sleep in my eyes. I ain't brushed my teeth. I literally just rolled over and got on camera. And, I'm not saying that I deserve kudos for that. I'm just saying that most people are so concerned with how they look and how they're presenting themselves. I mean, you see me doing something to my hair. I would at least like to be a little beautiful for you guys today. But, oh well. If it ain't there, it just won't be. But my point being, in this cycle, like, we're so fixated on the superficial, and we do that with spirituality too. We talk all this mumbo jumbo positive thinking, and we get on front of the camera and we say all this stuff, and then we're not honest about how our own lives are. Like, I know a lot of people that will sleep. See, that's honest. I know a lot of people who, I got eye boogers right now. Like, I don't need to hide that from y'all. I don't want to hide that from y'all. I want y'all to know it's okay that you have eye boogers sometimes too. I remember watching this thing Lauren said, and she said everybody walking around tucking and holding their stomach in. All you want to do is let it out. And then when you let it out, you find like, hey, everybody else lets theirs out too. And we realize we all got one. We all got one of those. You know what I mean? Oh, you got one too? You've been carrying that around? So there's a science to, just releasing. And so I believe in positive thinking. I believe in telling a new story. I believe that you don't get stuck. You don't get stuck on telling the old story. I believe that. And I understand that logic. And I get it. But at some point, your story has to be told. Like, the true story of who you are needs to be told. Even if not to another person, at least to yourself, you need to know who you are. And so spirituality becomes another mask, another makeup. We say we're happy when we're not. And I get it, positive thinking, but there are certain aspects of you that must be shed, that cannot be shed without identifying what it is you need to let go of. You can't let go of what you can't even admit you have in you. I wake up wonderful. Don't look at this. This is just waking up. Folgers in your cup. No, let me stop. And my breath don't stink. I can taste it. What are you guys going to do with me? So anyway. And I don't feel too gritty either. Pretty good for a wake up. But anyway, I'm going to go brush in a minute, I promise. And wash my face, even though my face is quite radiantly and bright right now. Given that I had eye boogers. Let's see, do I still have eye booger? I'm cleaning eye boogers with you. That's how much I love you. So I say all of that to say, we get caught up in so many superficial things. And I just listened to a song by an artist, Anyway, the God, and it touched me because I heard realness. You know what I'm saying? I heard positivity, I heard affirmation, but I heard the way God experiences being human, and I would love to hear that from us more. I hear everybody talking God and saying God, but we forget that we came here to experience human as God. Like, you know, it says, we said we're the universe experiencing ourselves as a human, having a human experience. Like, we came here to have this experience. And whereas I say master the mind and master the experience, and yes, go in, dig in, learn how to move through the elements and with the elements that you are, because the elements are you. You are water, you are air, you are fire, you are spirit. You are earth. You are that. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, oracally, all of those things. So yes, use those things and become those things and empower yourself through those things. But at the same token, don't get so high as God that you don't realize that you are here to have and play in the earth plane. And that you're having this human experience because you needed the lessons of this human experience. And then master your lessons. Don't keep repeating cycles on the same level every time. And that's what happens when you're unwilling. Look, I love when my hair looks like that. It always feels like it looks like a heart to me. This is what sleeping on my hair does. This is crazy. Anyway, it always feels like we are evading who we are, to me, because in this experience, yes, you are cosmic, you are grand. Like, I love that thing that says, be humble because you're of the earth, but be grand or something because you are of the stars. You're all of it. Why are we, and duality would teach you that. Duality would teach you to throw out the human aspects of yourself. Humanity is not animalistic. Even animalistic is not really animalistic. You have malevolent, I never say that word right, but y'all know what I'm saying, beings and benevolent beings. That has nothing to do with animal tendencies or human tendencies. That has to do with choosing which path or which attributes you want to feed in yourself. And whereas if we tell a positive story and tell a positive story on this part of ourselves, if on a cellular vibrational level there is still so much muddy and shit and anger and hurt and pain that's being masked over by just putting on a skirt or a shirt of spirituality while that bullshit is still on the inside of you, that's what you're gonna get. Now, like this video probably can't meet as many audiences as it would because I said shit and bullshit and people will get stuck on that. Now, the same people will watch a movie that says bullshit and shit. The same people will listen to a song with their children in the room that says bullshit and shit. But if I, as a spiritual person, a person who lives pretty much, I mean, there's some things that I gotta work on. I owe somebody $45, $65. I gotta pay my debt. And I haven't paid them yet. But I've been paying them, and I will finish paying them. So stuff like that, I could do better on. There are people that I need to call back that I haven't called back. That's where I feel. I don't always clean up everything the way I need to. So I have flaws, but when it comes to mostly lining with integrity and staying in position, I do that shit. I live that life. Like, I'm not Starfly on YouTube. I'm not Starfly on Facebook. I'm not writing what I wish I was. I'm not writing who I'm wanting to be. I'm writing who I am. Now, there are always ways and areas of which I need to grow, but I share the life I live. I don't share the new story that I'm telling. I mean, I'm still telling new stories because I'm walking into abundance, you know, on a whole nother level, which isn't a new story. It is the true story that I haven't always lived because of the lies of the system. But see, that's what happens when you don't recognize what lies are you vibrating from, because you can have all the new story coming out your mouth you want, But if your vibration does not match what your mouth is saying, and your actions don't line up with what your mouth is saying, because your actions are truly reflecting the vibration that lives under what you're saying, what good is telling a new story? And yes, I am itching my ear, scratching my ear on TV. But what good is telling a new story if inside of you the old story is predominating your energetic makeup? Oh, I'm yelling. I don't know why I'm yelling, but I'm really feeling this right now. It's flowing. I'm excited about that. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's what I see in spirituality. I see all of these gurus over people with spiritual cloaks on and a bunch of bullshit. Still living on felt needs mostly. Just changing the guise. Because let me tell you this. When you hop from convention to convention to meeting to group meditation to group meditation, I'm all for community and group shit. We need that. We need to connect and remember that we're one body and one being and one voice and one mind and one heart and one soul and all that. But if you just jump from these things, that's just the new high. That's the new cookie. That's the new booty partner. You get inside and you get all of this stuff, and then you leave and life whoops your ass because you get all this information that says that you've learned a lesson, but you have not learned how to apply that and live that and walk in wisdom from that which you learned. So you get a spiritual, emotional boost and high, which is great. But how does it help you live the moments from day to day where your choices are what's actually determining how you're going to live and what you're going to encounter? Not the 30-minute, hour meditation session you had. I am all for meditation. Meditation does heal. We can prove that through scientific tests. It's been proven. Meditation will change your makeup. But so will being honest. But nobody takes tests on how being honest. I'm about to tear up from that. Nobody takes tests on how being honest will change your life. Because nobody wants to be really honest with themselves. I had a person the other day say, "Can you trust me?" I said, "I can if you can be honest with yourself." If you're doing what you're doing, would you be honest with you about what you're doing? Because see, nobody can be honest with you about stuff they're not honest with themselves about. And we're walking around with such a heavy cloak of dishonesty about everything. And then we get into the spiritual arena and we're around a whole bunch of people that's talking all the right things. So then we got to hide more of our bullshit and dirt in the closet and lock it up, because God forbid that we say, "I'm sad today. I'm sad today. I'm not having a good day. Today kind of feels sucky to me." There is nowhere that you detox. How do you emotionally detox without letting that which no longer serves you out? It does not necessarily have to be verbally. It may be through tears. It may be through, your body may get tired. You may literally go boo-boo. Boo-boo is such a powerful tool of releasing. I just want y'all to know, when I have movements, I really go to another space and I speak. You know, I'm not just releasing physical waste. I'm releasing emotional and spiritual waste from my being. I am cleansing toxicities out of my whole existence and vibrational resonance right now. I mean, I release. And I think that's why I love boo-booing so much now, because it just takes on a whole new meaning for me. It's nice to see that my physical body knows how to get rid of things, and that lets me know, like, even when I take a breath, I try to consciously take breaths more where I'm saying I'm not just breathing in what I need and breathing out what I don't, or breathing in what I need and breathing out what the world needs. I am breathing and I am cleansing myself, my whole being is being washed by my breath. So I say all of that to say, what good is it to tell a new story if the old story is predominating your right now existence. And you can tell it in your mind. You can convince your mind of anything. But your heart won't be on board and your cells won't be on board. So how do you get all of those things into alignment? You get those things into alignment by being honest and being open. Honesty requires an openness and a transparency that most of us lack. And we're being taught to lack it everywhere, even in our spirituality. We want to come in a room and we don't, if you're not fine today, it's okay not to be fine. It's okay not to be okay sometimes. How do you get okay? By recognizing that you're not. No, not dwelling on it, not focusing on it. Yeah, write out your affirmations. I'm an affirmation person. Write out your affirmations. Get into the head. Begin to look at what has you feeling not well, and then begin to see the lies in that, or begin to see the truth in the other things that should or can raise that up. But if you can't ever admit that there's something within you on the inside that's a little broken or damaged or confused, which are all lies, they're all lies. But you can't know that it's a lie if you don't know the lie is in you. So when do you see the fullness of who you are and embrace it and then love it into another space? I am of the theory that when you're sad, be sad. At the same time, be grateful. Because there's so much to be grateful for. So tap into your gratitude every moment you can in this life experience. Tap into your gratitude even while your heart is breaking. Tap into your gratitude even while you're being lied to. Tap into your gratitude even while things are falling away from you. Tap into your gratitude, because in doing so, you tell the universe that you understand that things are still working in your benefit and on your behalf, even if you can't fully call that into knowing right now. But at some point, we got to take off all the masks. Because if spirituality just becomes another costume, then it is not potent and powerful in your life to be a tool of true transformation and transition from a space that does not serve you anymore. From a mentality that does not serve you anymore. It just becomes another fix. And the fixes wear off after they have made you believe that you've been fixed. They wear off when life reminds you that, you're still working on you. And this is an eternal process. It's not one moment, one day, 1 hour, 1 minute. This is forever. I don't remember what the work looks like from outside of this skin that I'm in. I don't know what it looks like from outside of it. But I know it's work. I know I will forever be expanding and evolving. And if you're scared of it on this little lowly plane, how are you going to handle it from another? And that's why we keep coming back here. Openness, honesty is refreshing. Be true to those that love you, but mostly be true to yourself. Love yourself enough to know what you're doing when you're doing it. Because when you're not honest with you, that's what you're doing. It's like playing Russian roulette. It's like picking up a gun and not knowing which one is the bullet and just keep pulling the trigger of creation. You never know what you're shooting down, what you're shooting out. And at some point, you ought to want to know. You ought to want to know. I don't want to know who you are, what you're doing here. And it's not convention after convention after convention after convention after convention and church visit after church visit and after church visit. At some point, you got to stop listening to all the CDs and hearing all the books and really get true and real with yourself and then return to those things. The only way you should be listening to that stuff is if it's really causing you to be very honest with yourself. And walk into your empowerment. There's nothing wrong with being sad. Being sad does not mean that you are not in vibration. You know, I always hear that it's a lower vibration than happiness. Who's to say? Maybe it's lower, but it's damn sure deeper. Happiness is not very deep. It's very shallow. It's usually very flighty. It's usually very... Sorrow can be very deep. It can take you to some deep places within you. And it can be a great catalyst for growth and change, because it lets you know that that right there is not working for you. And that right there has to come up out of you. That thought, that issue has to be let go of. You got to work on forgiveness, or you got to work on maintaining your peace, not giving it away. That's what sorrow teaches you. Happiness, what does really happiness teach you? Happiness has lessons. I'm not speaking against happiness. I'm saying, let's just be real. Can we just get real? Just somewhere, sometime, some point, just let go of all the what spirituality looks like and sounds like, and be spiritual how you are. If you eat meat, eat meat. If you eat vegetables, eat vegetables. If you eat donuts, eat donuts. Like, it's so funny to watch people just change and feel like, well, if I'm eating a donut, then I'm not spiritual anymore because all the spiritual people eat grass. No, they don't. It's some highly evolved spiritual being sucking on cow right now. Got a chicken leg in the mouth. Good. You see what I'm saying? But we get caught up in the hype of all of this stuff. Of the dresses and the uniforms, these uniforms, everything at a uniform. You come out of school with a uniform. You come out of college with a uniform thinking. Then you come out of church uniform thinking. Then you go into power consciousness of uniform thinking. Everybody got to thinking like me, dress like me, get a cowrie shell. You know, get some dreadlocks. That means you're Afrocentric. That means you love Africa. No, it doesn't. No. Doesn't. It doesn't. It means you're buying the costume yet again. Now, I'm not saying don't get your cowrie shell ring. I have one. It was significant to me. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, stop putting on another costume of spirituality, of awakening. What does awakening look like? It looks like you. All of us don't awaken the same. We don't even get out of bed the same. We don't pee the same. We all sit on the toilet, but it's not the same experience. It ain't even the same experience for us every time. You don't burp the same every time. All your burps don't sound alike. Why is it that we're approaching spirituality in life like we all gotta be happy and say, I am, I am? I mean, really? And are you? Are you being what you say you are? Okay, that's all I got to say about that. I'm all with positive tones, positive affirmations. I do believe that you need to lift and raise your spirit up. But at some point, when do we just stop pretending and just get real? In my life, there is something so precious to me about genuine and pure souls and hearts. Man, I can tear up from it. It's so hard to find people that just love you. They don't have an agenda of what they're going to get out of you. They don't have an agenda of what they can get from you, but just love you. It's so hard to find people that can just be honest about what they're feeling and thinking and understand where their thoughts are coming from and what it's creating. It's so hard to find people who walk in an integrity and a responsibility for their brothers and sisters, and the way what they do affects the whole. Now, it's hard to find that, but it's beautiful when you do. And it's okay to be that person even when most of the people are even saying they are those kind of people are not those kind of people. And with that being said, I'm going to lay back down. I love you guys so much. I pray that your day brings you into a state of honesty and clarity. One cannot be clear if they're not aware, if they're not honest, if they're not genuine. And awareness is so beneficial a tool if you understand that you're a creator. Because at least if you're creating, you know what you're creating and you'll know what it can lead to. you've counted the cost. I love you. I'll see you soon. Peace.